Okay, guys, here we go. I have some stuff I want to run by you guys, and so I'll wait to see if we can be fortunate enough. Words are going to be hard again. Fortunate enough that YouTube gives us some notifications, and we'll see who finds their way in here. I just got looking at my my clock here. It wasn't as late as I thought it was. For a second, I was like, "Oh shit!" I'm probably leaving all the European folks off, but it's not. It's not as late as I thought it was. I've been hitting the head so many times I can't keep track of time or anything like that. Here we go. Gang's coming in. Hi, Gallum, CJP. Yeah, a quickie. At my age, quickie's all I can muster. Akash, Lex, Terry, Anthony, Stylish, Jack, Sir Blank, Sir N. Foreign Seal Lot, Sir. Okay, I'm not going to try. Quick quack. We'll give it a couple minutes. I just want to make sure that our gang is able to find their way in here, particularly the mods, because this will affect them as more so. Until then, anything you guys want to talk about, feel free to bring up. But as soon as we get the gang in here, I'll talk to you guys about what I've been thinking, because I'd really like to get your feedback on it. You guys are this community is everything to me. So your thoughts on this? Oh, Jill's here. Good. Jill, you're one of the people I was really hoping could make it today, and I'll tell you why when I bring up the things I want to talk about. Coke or Pepsi? That's actually a good question for me, Anthony, because easy, Jason. Jesus Christ. That was creepy. That's actually an interesting question for me because, as usual, I have a convoluted answer because it's both. Regular Coke, Diet Pepsi. However, now things got complicated because it was always regular Coke, Diet Coke, regular Pepsi, Diet Pepsi. Now we have Coke Zero, Pepsi Zero. Coke Zero and Pepsi Zero are a tie. Coke is better than Pepsi. Diet Pepsi is better than Diet Coke. I don't know. Where does that leave me? Just where does it leave me? As fucked up as I always am. That's where it leaves me. Oh, good. Brother E's in too. Linda McMahon hearing today. No, I haven't seen much in the way of news today. I've been editing, working on videos all day, and I just popped in here because I wanted to talk to you guys about something. And that's been it my whole day. I haven't had any extra time. I wasn't really rooting for either the Eagles or the Chiefs, Mr. Mason. I don't have a vested interest in either one. If push came to shove, probably the Chiefs just because I'm a Cowboys fan and the Eagles are in our division. I was honestly just rooting for a good game, and unfortunately we didn't get that. That was a beatdown.
Wolverine Degusha asked me,
oh, Wolverine's in.
Want to try my chili? It's made from authentic vegans. Straight from the farms. I started out hunting prostitutes for it, but they taste like cum.
Oh.
No home. Bloody hell.
No home.
Vegans, the freshest ones, plucked straight from the fields.
Oh boy,
So
this is going to be one of Gordon's really
never mind the hunting.
long
Toss.
recipes. And so for any of you guys that are here, if you can, just hang in with me for a few minutes.
Sings like a choir. Let it simmer.
Oh my God. Because I'm just going to let more people get in, and then so I can get feedback from all you guys.
Garnish with confusion. Enjoy your metaphorical madness.
Wow. God damn. That man does go on sometimes. You can hang a bit, Joe? All right, well, if you got it going, I'll start. We'll bring it up now. I can always backtrack. I was hoping Chrome and Big Green would get here because Chrome, Big Green, Wolverine, all of you guys who are regulars here. Doc, though, I think Doc usually leaves our stream saying he's got to go to bed. So I probably started too late for him. He's probably sleeping now that I think about it. VTuber karaoke nights. Karaoke night. I'd be way in for that. Well, here, Jill might have to go fairly soon. Oh, you have a dentist appointment. Okay, so we'll talk about it. I can bring this stuff up again. I'm seriously thinking of making a change to this channel, to the Spaz White's Comedy channel. The Grandpa Curtis Reaction channel is doing great, doing fine. I'm thinking it's better to just put all the reactions over there. Right now they're split between the two. But what I want to... good old Jake. I haven't seen Jake in ages. I love Jake. But what I'm thinking of doing, I love doing these streams. Now, we've had topical conversations, political conversations, all that type of stuff here over the years, and we've always actually had a really good time with them. And as far as viewership, they do really well. I would like to, I really want to go to a format here, and this is where I want you guys' advice on, where we're going to post videos or play videos that are newsworthy, or if not newsworthy, at least reflect current pop culture, and comment on them. Now, here's my issue. You guys know me. I'm very upfront about whatever my political beliefs may be. However, I have, and I think you guys will back me up on this, unlike the current political climate, I don't have any animosity at all towards people who have a different political perspective other than my own. As a matter of fact, I appreciate that because it makes conversations much more interesting when you get a different perspective on things. Now, unfortunately, so many people, politics is so vitriolic now that people see a stream like this, and now if it's just somebody stopping by and they're like, oh, I don't like the way this guy thinks, I'm out of here, that's fine. That's how you should go about things. But I don't like making people who have different political takes than mine feel uncomfortable. People that are part of our close-knit community here. And that's my only hesitation in doing it. What I want to model this after, because I'm right up front about something, I don't want to seem like I'm trying to rip somebody off. I love the way that, now his name's Asmongold, goes about doing his Twitch streams. Now, I have different takes on a lot of things than does Asmongold. I'm not saying I'm a fan of his, or I agree with his perspectives. I'm just saying I like the way he structures those videos. But the difference would be, obviously, we'd be streaming here at YouTube, and the videos would go live to YouTube where we can then comment on them again later. So what I want to, Wolverine says, what needs to happen to bring back FFA Friday? I'm not even, that's not even a thought right now, Wolverine. This is something entirely different. So the reason, what I'm asking is that something you guys would enjoy? And even if you don't enjoy it, is that something you feel like as members of the community? Again, if it's people that haven't been with us, I don't care. Nothing against them. It's just you see something you don't like, you leave. That's how the world works. But now I know, for instance, Lix is not here. Lix and I differ politically. Jill, from conversation we've had, I think you and I have different takes on politics, when you say. And I'm not saying all these streams are going to be political, but when you open up to current events, nowadays, most of them are going to turn that way. They're going to go political. So any of you, Jill, Lix isn't here, unfortunately, would you still be comfortable participating in the channel and being part of the community if politics was a regular conversation? Callum does enjoy it. Everyone has no, I'm not even necessarily looking to debate, Jack. I will debate. I like debate, but I just want a conversation. Oh, good. Big Green's here. Good. Big Green's here. I'll catch you up, Big Green, for any that you didn't hear. Jill says, I would participate to any topical questions, debates, or any conversation. I'm open regardless of political discussions. That's what makes me feel better. Because again, if it's somebody that's not a member of our community, I don't, doesn't matter. If they come in and they don't like what I'm saying, go on. I don't want to make anybody who is one of us, feel uncomfortable by being here. Now, if I do this, the schedule I would still, Tuesdays and Wednesdays would still be devoted to the reaction video streams. Because these other streams, I probably won't turn Tangia on. I'll leave Super Chats on because I know sometimes people have something they really want to get through to me, and they can do it through Super Chats. But Tangia, I think, would make them go off the rails too much. And then if we start doing that, we can talk about maybe eventually taking the reaction video streams, over to Grandpa Curtis Reacts, since that is where all the reactions would be. I just really like to hear you guys' thoughts about this. Zuchen says, I know nothing about politics. There's nothing wrong with that. Politics isn't everybody's cup of tea for sure.
I've never seen any of the regulars get truly offended over politics.
Me either,
If they
Willie.
have, it's been for the meme. Besides,
True.
you already make us uncomfortable.
Willie's got an excellent point there. I hadn't thought of it from that perspective, but if just me being me doesn't make you uncomfortable, politics shouldn't do it. There's plenty of other things about all this, especially this hair growing in. That's making it extra creepy. I don't know if this is going to last or not. Jill says, will that question my sanity? Of course not. So long as anyone involved in a civil manner, it's totally fine with me. Well, civility is a cornerstone. We don't, and not just if it's directed at me. If somebody's not adult enough to have a conversation in a civil manner, then I just ban them anyway. I think the gang here will tell you, like,
splitting up
big
the streaming content between channels.
No.
Also, is Tangia quiet or is it just me?
Oh, Tangia is quiet, but I have everything turned off except the like the text to speech and the other things. Not necessarily splitting between them. I'll catch you up, Big Green, because I know you came in a little late. This channel, and it's been this way for some time, YouTube doesn't like this channel as far as putting videos out there. And there's a reason for it, and I understand the reason.
Curtis, worst case. We can always call it off later. Would it be only American politics, though? Or would it be other subjects as well?
Oh, no. It won't be strictly politics at all. The only reason I bring up the politics is because that's how a lot of those things turn.
There's too much hate and vitriol these days, Curtis.
I love that in Napoleon's voice.
Relatable guy, and that's more important than any political opinions. You know, if a lot of people loved each other, the world would be a better place.
I agree with all of that. And yeah, and that's what I've seen so far is people here are our regular crew, our community. Everybody understands that. Big Green will back me. Oh, Chrome's here too. Good. Now we can bring Big Green and Chrome up to speed.
Bobby, I tell you what.
The gang who's been here.
I'll send this fucker to get you.
I tell you what. I fucking hate that puppet. I can't even tell you how much I hate that fucking thing. We haven't seen that in a while. Thanks, Willie. That fucking thing. No, the content is not going to be specifically politics. The reason I bring that up is typically it turns that way a lot. But yes, yeah, that's understandable.
I'm going nuke North Korea. I went there for a holiday and they had no McDonald's. Even these illegals come from lands with the McDaddy BTW. You missed a super chat, you obese fuck.
I missed a super chat. Hold on, where, Wolverine? I didn't. There were no super chats. I had said that FFA Fridays are not even a thought right now, so I'm not sure what you mean, pal. Mr. Mason says, what I find is political discussion communities can either turn out in two different ways: civil, smart discussions or shouting matches. Well, I will say this, and Big Green and Chrome can back me up on this because they've been with me forever, for the history of this channel. And especially for the history of live streams on this channel. We have very rarely have any issues with people getting off the edge or vitriolic in any of our discussions. For one thing, you don't get to stay. That's not what I'm looking for. I mean, as I've always said, I think if you can't have a conversation about politics or anything else in a semi-civil manner, now I understand people sometimes get worked up. And it's one thing to get a little angry or defend your position firmly. But if you have to go off the edge into calling other people names, or even worse yet, just start making shit up to try and make your points, then we just get rid of you. But the big thing was, as I said, if I make these changes and this becomes basically a live stream channel, I wanted to make sure that those of you who are here now and are with me on the regular and have been with me, I want to make sure it's a comfortable place for all of you. And by comfortable, I mean not only can you be in the streams, but you feel comfortable if you see something that's a topic you don't like. I just want to know people are comfortable saying, I'm just going to skip today's. That's not something I want to talk about. And not feel like we're leaving you behind, that type of thing. Because I completely understand that. You know, topics will come up that are just, and it doesn't have to be political, that are just not in somebody's wheelhouse. But as I had mentioned, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Asmongold's format for his streams at Twitch, but it'd be similar to that. I'm willing to make. I love that movie so much. So much. What happened to my Super Saiyan hair? Well, I don't know if this hair is staying at all. I'm still debating. That could be something else we talk about. I've let it grow this long. I should at least let it grow in. And then bad enough, I start growing hair, and one of them was what we call a build hair. It grew in wrong. I had to yank it out and left a big blotch on my head. Hair and I just apparently don't agree. But I've gone this far. I should probably at least let the top grow in to see what it looks like. The sides, we're getting a good idea. It's barely red at all anymore. I'd say a dark red and silver mix, but I'm curious to see what the top will be. Big Green says political streams are disturbingly civil, but God help you if you start discussing something mundane like food or the color of a sword. Right, but that's what I love about those streams. That's why I'd like it to go that direction. I think you guys will agree with me. Oh my God, for those of you who don't know, one of the biggest wars in the history of Spaz Boys comedy was over what we would call the color of $50 super chats. And I'm a simpleton. That will always make me laugh. and initially, oh shit! Now it's considered pussy pink, but that wasn't the initial one agreement we came to. What was it, guys? It's got magenta. Thank you, Brian. It was magenta, but those on the other side that were backing different colors were ready to declare war. There were injuries. There were a few deaths. We covered them up. But eventually it became magenta and now to pussy pink. Magenta sky. Rose was the original. Wolverine's right. But Rose was very short-lived. Because Rose was just like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's go with that. But then when we started having the broader conversations about it, then magenta took over. CJB says magenta for life. Yeah, pussy pink is where it ended up, where it is now currently. But that's, as I said, the people that enjoy the reaction content, it's not like we're taking that away from them, because all I would do is move all the reactions over to Grandpa Curtis Reacts, because that channel, YouTube understands that is a reaction channel. And it treats the videos fairly over there. Every video I post over there, this reaction video, has a fair chance of being distributed. Here they do not. But YouTube does.
Tuck hairdo like a dirty, perverted friar tuck. Why, yes, there are a lot of nuns here.
That's good.
Magenta versus Rose was bigger than the war back on Cybertron.
Yes.
Of course, the pussy pink name brought all of us immature asses together.
I think that's solid. I think that's well said. Pussy pink seemed to be the great. Oh.
Negotiate with me on this. Best I can do is 50 cents and a pack of Marlboro Smooth.
No, Rick, if I take this hair back off, you go to number 2, bro. Sorry.
I think Curtis would rather have none of that.
Oh, none of. Oh, Sonic with the puns. That's another thing. Now I want to ask you guys too. If we do this, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, as I said, we would still do the reaction video streams. When we do these streams where we're just talking again, it's not going to be just generically talking popular topics or pop culture, politics, whatever. I'm going to, again, and it was I got the motivation from the way Asmongold does it. I'll be playing a video, and the contents of the video will direct the conversation. I can give you an idea. I posted one just because I think it's funny and it brings up good conversations. Let me remember what it was called exactly, guys. Now I'll find it again. There's a video of woke people making fools of themselves. Now, some people get offended because it's like, well, you know, you're just coming down the left. No, I'm coming down on the people who are extremists. But I think those woke people making fools of themselves, when you see those videos, the topics they bring up are good ones for discussion. So we would play the video. I'll give my ideas. Let you guys chime in with yours. Doc, thanks for the memberships. I appreciate that. Oh, good. Lix is here too. Lix got a membership. Let me go over this once more again because Lix just came in. Lix, you were one of the people I was looking for today, specifically because I'm talking about how just YouTube, just with videos here, YouTube is, and it's not anything directed at our channel. It's because of the way the channel has evolved. We don't fit into what YouTube wants anymore.
Why does a chicken coop have 2 doors? Because if it had 4, it'd be a chicken sedan.
Oh, Sonic, that's awesomely awful. But there's just videos. It's not a good place for videos here. The streams still have the potential to do quite well. And I think we'd be better off doing these streams that I want to do and just letting them go up as videos on the channel. And maybe even, we could even take and I could post clips, highlights from the streams for the content here. And just all the reactions would move over to Grandpa Curtis Reacts. Like right now, there is actually interest in the Key and Peele reactions. We'll just move them over there.
Says it was magenta is an idiot sandwich and a bloody cunt that Bill Cosby had his way with. Now I got to serve Curtis.
Yeah, what's a dad joke?
His hourly American cheese with
oh.
mayo.
Oh my God, that fucking gross.
Eat it all, you dirty bitch. Bukage, that mayo everywhere. No homo.
So what I was asking, now Lix is in here too. Because those types of stream
beef jerky.
Beef jerky. Oh man. I can't believe I never heard that one before. Lix, I had talked to Jill about this. Now Lix and I politically are typically on opposite ends of the spectrum on a lot of issues. If you
got one over me, I'd be fucking broke. I would owe money.
Are you comfortable, Lex? Because a lot of these streams are going to turn political, even if I don't start them that way. Now, you know, Lex, as well as anybody does. I not only don't mind having people here that have different political opinions than mine. I like it. I actually look for it. I would want it. And I think everybody is treated fairly. So, Lix, as somebody who does have different political takes than me, if they turn political, are you comfortable? Because this is what I worry about is our community. You comfortable with those types of streams being the dominant content here? Brian, thanks for the super chat, pal.
I am dating GA and English HTGR. O keep S correctin' GMI grandma R during G sex. She get S particular Y annoyed D about T M.
What the hell?
That
That was bizarre. Brian said, I know it's not related, but was sponsoring a TV pilot be an option over at the Goosh? Yeah, the only thing, for sponsorships, the only thing we don't do are movies. And it's just because, I mean, I'm very fortunate we keep a really full slate of G100s. And if I started to open it, there's other reasons too. I mean, obviously they're much more tenuous with copyright. But if I opened it up to movies too, somebody would be getting nudged out that's already putting in videos because there just wouldn't be enough time. But TV pilots, yeah. Yeah, Lix was here a second ago. Oh, she might be gone. I know I saw her for just a moment. Shoot. She might have just popped in. Doggone it. Come on, guys. I'm not dreaming. I swear I saw Lix. God damn it, I'm sure I saw her. Or I could be losing what little was left of my mind. I don't know. Unless your sponsor is a timer, actually. Yeah, well, even timer reaction movies I can't do either because it still takes up that much time.
Unbridled madness of Tangia.
Tangia.
I personally look forward to shouting my opinions with the voice of a space marine. Respectfully, of course.
She was just gifted. Maybe that's what I saw. Just
You are licks.
maybe that's what it was because she did get one of Doc's gifted memberships. So maybe that's what I saw. Crap. But I pretty much know the answer to that too because Lix has been here with us for years in the political conversations.
It's more difficult to deter gents, though.
Deter gents. Wow.
Dementia has finally
Wow.
set in. He's seeing people that aren't here.
What am I seeing? People who aren't here, or am I seeing more than the typical human can see? No, it's that first thing. Jill says it also depends. Topics like this create division. I imagine this can be quite useful as people will often click on divisive topics just to argue their point. Right, and I again, as I said, I like that. I like to think that over the years, and we've had a lot of political conversations and a lot of conversation about things outside of politics that are sometimes volatile.
The first one, you silly little bald.
Yeah, exactly. But we've managed, especially more recently, in the more recent years, we've managed to do it. Guys, you mods know, how often do we ever even have an issue? Does anybody have to be addressed? And even when somebody's been booted, it's not usually been for going over the top with that. It's just somebody that was just a lunatic. Not, I don't know. I guess I got to let this, I'll let this grow in and we'll, a little more at least, and we'll see how it goes. But I might be bald again very soon. Shelby says if people get offended or pissed off, that's their problem to deal with. And I agree with that when it comes to people just popping into the stream. My only concern was you guys who are already here and have been a part of this community. I don't want to make anybody who is one of us feel like they aren't. But yeah, this was the shirt I wore on Christmas, Crimes, that my wife was thrilled when I wore this. I thought that's too funny to not wear on Christmas. I don't care. My wife wasn't impressed, but my wife has been unimpressed by me on many, many occasions. One of us. So overall then, what do you guys think of the concept? Like I said, nobody that likes reaction videos will be left out because they'll all be at Grandpa Curtis Reacts. But that would be the content here. To-do list.
Get lit right now. We'll bang, okay?
Oh, that get lit right now. That was so terrible. Jill says, well, some of us do believe in free speech, so almost everyone is entitled to speak out. Celebrities are no exception here.
Otherwise, we will have dumb motherfuckers.
Oh. I mean, well played, Will. Dumb motherfucker. Yeah, that was the other thing I brought up earlier. Well, obviously, we'll leave Tangia on for the reaction video streams, where we wouldn't be able to do reaction video streams. But outside of that, we'll probably turn Tangia off. Don't you agree that's probably better? And we'll leave Super Chat on that way, because I know there are some people who just want to make sure they're...
I would be disappointed if there were more political streams than other content. But you know me, those are my least favorite streams. That being said, you do you.
And you know what it is too, Big Green? It's more... I think more me looking out for what may happen within a stream, because a lot of the streams that are going to be pop culture oriented, which I really enjoy as well, you know how the dynamic works. You've been around. They tend to turn towards politics. Now, that's not to say I won't have political streams, but I'm afraid so many of them will turn that way. However, you're still going to have Tuesdays and Wednesdays guaranteed to just be stupid fun while we do reaction video streams. So if nothing else, it will never be all encompassing. But as much as I enjoy talking politics, even I would get tired of it if it were every day. So I don't plan. It certainly wouldn't be a plan to have those types of streams every day, a political stream every day. Yes, Jill, turn it off. Only super chats. That's what I'm thinking. James says you allow people to freely challenge your views, so I don't think it'll be a problem. Well, I appreciate that. I try. Well, hell, I've had perspectives, if not entirely changed, altered just by feedback I've gotten in some of our streams. Just sometimes people bring up a perspective or an angle that you just never thought of.
Probably because I knocked up her mom while her stepdaddy watched in the corner.
Damn! Holy shit! Huh? That would do it. Dogs are delicious if they're hot dogs. Brian, I'm just here so I don't get fined. We could do some sports streams too. Slowly, all right. I know, Big Green. I know those aren't your favorites, and I appreciate you. You've hung in with so many of them over the years to help moderate them. Because I will say, if the ones, and you guys have seen this too, the ones that are political by title are the ones where I most need mods, because generally they're some of the most viewed, the most popular streams we have. So, excuse me, I appreciate the fact that, now I know Chrome like me enjoys political conversation. I think Glix does to a certain degree as well. I don't think Wolverine minds them. But Big Green, it's never been his thing, but he's a trooper for us and stays in and helps. Gibster says, I want to see the guy who pointed out the legitimate fact that our demented old guy uses a green screen for everything. Guy was the only level-headed guy that dropped by. Yeah, guys, why does his name go out of my mind? He was the most dim-witted but legendary troll we've had in the stream. Mark, yes, thank you, Chrome. Mark Bark. Oh, for those of you who weren't here for the Mark Bark, it was stunning. It really it was bad. Oh, that guy. Holy shit. He just was convinced that everything was a scam, that everything behind me at the time was green screen there. We'll bang. Okay, flashily. Like Buggy. Goose.
The secret ingredient is actually sticky stuff.
Ramdom says, I've never had this said before. I'm your third biggest fan. I like that he didn't come in like being all cocky about it and stuff and being the biggest. 3 is good. Everything was a green screen. Yeah, Thomas. And then remember he said that, because back then we had a P.O. box and you guys used to send stuff all the time. And my, it's right there in the corner, my katana that was sent was, I just love that thing. It's always been with me. As I say, it's right over there right now. He was convinced that I was taking it all and everything that was sent to me and selling it on eBay. Well, as he said, the sword was one of the things that were sold. Of course, it was right next to me, as it always was. So I picked it up and said, yeah, you're right. I did sell this. I don't have it anymore. And that's when he determined that I was green screening everything. Pro says, I'm fourth. The sword, yeah, that's what he said. The sword was also green screen. Oh, Fred too. Well, Fred was just, I kept getting rid of him because he was just boring. He wasn't even good at being a troll. He would just keep saying the same thing over and over. At least Mark Bark was nuts. He was just clinically insane. So that was entertaining. Fred was just with the same routine every time. And Mario guy was funny too. There was another guy, for those of you who are curious, the Mario guy I was doing a remote live stream once. It was up when I lived in New York, there was this gorgeous church. And you guys know me, I'm not a religious person, but the church itself was gorgeous. So I just brought the gang up there to show them the place because it's stunning to look at. During that stream, there was a new Mario game came out, and he came in and he said, so when will you be playing the game on stream? And I said, no plans on it. And he was indignant. He was angry because he's like, no, you're lying. He determined I was the biggest Mario fan in the history of Nintendo, and I was lying to him because he knew goddamn well I was going to be playing that game, and he wanted to know when I was going to be doing it on stream. And I am at best a casual Mario fan, as everyone here knows. The only game that has stayed with me at all that I've played continuously through the years is Kart. Other than that, Mario is take it or leave it for me, but I was lying about it. It was funny. Oh, you were there, sweet dude? It was funny. He was so convinced that I was lying to him. It's funny and a little bit frightening to people out there.
Memes and shit posts during those while looking at chat.
Those cat memes are so fucking funny. Yes, the American economy is still economying quite.
I actually appreciate that, Big Green. I mean, I seriously do, because I know that's not your thing, but like he says, he occupies himself with other stuff while he keeps an eye on chat. Oh, Jesus.
Spend your life dismissing anything outside your narrow world of real anime. You will face a choice. In front of you is a queue of the most mediocre, poorly animated anime
Okay.
ever created. Filler episodes.
Oh, come on, not filler.
And exposition. Dumps.
Oh, no.
Resolve. And dialogue so bad, it'll make your goatee curl.
Do I have something sharp that I can just... Oh, I can't say that in the stream. Do I have something sharp so I don't have to see them? You guys get what I'm getting at. Because no. Don't want... Oh, as soon as... Oh, man. And meaningless filler episodes. In Minecraft. Right, Chrome. Do you have something sharp in Minecraft? Yeah. Crime for Kibble says, apparently we're going to enslave Canada. Can't wait for that. That's... You know, I saw polls and I wasn't surprised about this. Actually, a lot of what Trump is doing, based on the current polls, this stuff is pretty popular, except for this whole thing with the tariffs on Canada and Mexico. It's like, and I'm someone that agrees on that. It's like 15 to 20% of people approve. You only get approval from the hardcore Trumpians. That's it. I don't think they're a good idea at all. It's a risk reward thing. Not even a risk reward thing. It's just a simple balancing of the scales thing that doesn't come out good for anybody.
If you mention filler again, I'll castrate you.
There you go, Willie. In Minecraft. Big Green says, well, if there are Blu-rays or DVDs of the terrible anime, then maybe. Listen, Big Green, he could have made that a lot simpler for you if he wanted to torture you.
Being a Mario fan. If you're a Sonic fan, you can't be a Mario fan. That's not how this works, pal.
I'll tell you, the Sonic characters I like better than the Mario characters. There's a little bit of Sonic I've seen already. And that's yeah, for sure. Oh, Big Green, it would have been easy if he wanted to torture you. He could have just left Inspector Jimmy running in front of you. Oh, I didn't hear that. Shelby says, I thought it was kind of funny when Elon's son was roasting Trump. He's definitely projecting what Elon says in private. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that roast. Why tariff our allies of Canada and Mexico? Yeah, and I just, personally, I don't think... He's doing it for some other reason, because it really didn't... The way he went about it, well, not everything Trump does always makes sense, but it didn't make sense. I understand border security, and more at the southern border than the northern, and I can see having talks and saying, listen, if you guys won't help us with security, we're going to have to look into something because it's got to be, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, to just come in guns a-blazing like that, it just, nah, and I think there were better ways to handle it as well. Doc says, how do we feel about Elon?
I'd try to eat my own head if that happened.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. That's what I'm saying. He wouldn't have had to put all the specifics about what anime. Just Inspector Jimmy. I always liked Elon. I'm not like an Elon fanboy, but I always liked him. I like innovators, and I know everyone, oh no, he didn't innovate this, he didn't. Well, he was the driving force behind these innovations, and I'm fascinated by it. My opinion of him hasn't changed. Again, I'm not swayed by politics because I first liked Elon when Elon was definitely to the left of the political spectrum. I don't like him any more or any less now that he's definitely to the right of the political spectrum. It just doesn't mean that much to me.
Calling him Inspector Jimmy instead of Detective Jimmy makes him sound even more bootleg as fuck.
It does. That's why I do it. That's why I know it's just so bad. Doc says I almost pulled out all my Tesla stock when that whole put my heart out to you thing happened. Yeah, that was. I will say, just again, my opinion. I don't think that's what he meant by the gesture. He's very. If you know Elon, and I'm not making excuses for him. You guys know I'll tell you what I think of somebody. I don't care where they are politically. He's very socially awkward, and I think that was just awkwardness. Nobody knows for sure what's in somebody's mind and in somebody's heart. I could be wrong, but I think he's just really. That was just a horrible way of expressing himself. Oh, my favorite Bruno Sammartino match. There's too many to mention. I didn't have any one specific one more so than the others. There's so many highlights of his career. Super Bowl to me was boring because I didn't have a rooting interest. I just wanted to see a good game, and it was a squash match. Chrome says, by the way, unrelated, but I see you just finished the Kanto saga in Pokemon. Congrats, you survived your first region. Just several more to go for 20 years. Oh shit, now the name's gonna go out of my head. I don't know why. I keep waiting for it to come back. Every once in a while, something will break through. I don't think this is gonna the little Pokemon that Misty carries around with her everywhere. God damn it! I just recorded an episode this morning. Said the name at least 3 or 4 times. Togepi. Thank you, Chrome. Togepi's annoying me. I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't do anything wrong. It's like this thing is just window dressing.
Detective Jimmy, a bullet.
Yeah, in Minecraft, yes. Yeah, Togepi. I don't know why Togepi annoys the shit out of me. Again, I think it's just because it's just window dressing. It doesn't do anything except try and be cute. We already got cute. Pikachu is cute as fuck. Togepi, go walk. Love Hell of a Boss, Elijah. Love it. It is cute. Maybe that's why it annoys me, Big Green. I don't know. I don't have a good reason to give you. And it didn't at first. But the further I go into the series, the more I'm finding it annoying. Because it doesn't do a goddamn thing. I mean, as I said, if we want to have a cute representation of Pokemon, we've got Pikachu. He covers that very well. Oh, Psyduck. I love Psyduck. Pikachu is overrated. How do you mean, Big Green, within the story? As a fighter or just as a character in general? Because I like his character. Well, that's what I mean. Chrome says Togepi's evolution is one of my favorites. It, like anything else, when I'm watching something actively, my opinion could change. I'm just telling you where it stands right now. I'm always open to letting a character I don't care for turn it around.
Be charged for in-game crimes. Minecraft alone would get a lot of us strapped to a chair.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. One of my favorite moments in Minecraft too. You guys all laughed at me, which I understand because it was funny. Was like the first time, and I was playing hardcore mode, and I the first time I encountered polar bears, and I came up on that iceberg, and I got out, and there was the baby there. I was like, oh, man, how fucking cute. And I go up, and I'm trying to pet the little baby polar bear, and the mama came over and just ate my ass. No, ate me. Ate my ass might have been pleasant. It just fucking chomped me. You guys were hysterical going, you don't go near the baby polar bears. I don't fucking know. Togepi's final form is Super Saiyan 3. Shelby says, I understand Pikachu because I have anger problems.
Polar bear fucked up your shit.
Oh, big time. And it shocked me too. I think that was the worst part of it. I mean, that was real legitimate shock. I don't know why that fucking thing was attacking me. I'm sitting there being all sweet and kind and finding something cute. Oh, I wanted to kill that polar bear. I don't deal with rejection well. Sweet Tooth says we need to stumble into a hole counter everything you play. Psyduck is actually the favorite of Junichi Masuda, one of the head directors of the franchise, one of the original creators. He's catchable in every region because of that. Really? Yeah, I like him. I like Psyduck. It's just the whole thing, just the constant headache and everything cracks me up in the sad sack way he carries himself. Excuse me. Have I enjoyed Pokemon so far? Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, to me, so far, it's not something that's going to elevate at this point to S tier for me or anything, but it's fun. It's one of those things that I look forward to watching every day. I will say this, you guys were right about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is amazing. I just wish I could shake that harbinger of doom I have in the back of my mind, because I know about the way everybody was so disappointed about the ending, and I'm such a nerd for endings.
Psyduck is me when Jimmy just never...
Psyduck is me with Jimmy. Yeah. Understandable. Everybody's favorite Pokemon is Magikarp. Why does Magikarp, Trueborn, why does Magikarp, or any of you guys can answer, why does Magikarp get so much hate? Because I've heard that before. The people that I don't know much of anything about that Pokemon, but just from when Brax was into collecting Pokemon cards, and my grandson used to be into Pokemon. I think he is again. I think he's collecting the cards again. And Magikarp always gets just disrespected to no end. Big Green says it's useless. Its move Splash does nothing. Is that all it is? It's just like bleh, no pop. Chrome says Magikarp is a pain to raise. It can't attack until level 15 and evolves to Gyarados at 20. Huh. Because I know everybody used to talk shit about it all the time. Oh, Gyarados is real good. Doesn't do any damage. Okay, I wondered what that was. Because I know... I mean, Magikarp got treated like the bastard sun Pokemon. Excuse me. Well, I think that's what we'll do, guys. Going forward, we'll try that. I will, you know how tight my schedule is. So what I'll do is, I can't tell you what time of days, at least until I get a better handle on it, those streams will go up. And they won't be as long as the reaction video streams. But we'll try and set, I'll have a video queued up that we're going to talk about. We'll turn off Tangia for those streams. We'll leave Super Chat on again, because I know sometimes people really want to get something to me, and I do the best I can. But especially in those streams that attract more people, the chat goes by pretty quick. And then those videos will be the channel's videos, as well as whenever I decide to take clips from them. But that will open up sometime in the morning for me that I used making the videos. So I'll push everything up, and then I can get the streams in later.
The behind Magikarp is interesting. It's based on the Asian story of the koi. Desperately trying to become a dragon. That's why it evolved into Gyarados.
That's actually kind of cool. Desperately trying to become a dragon? That's kind of cool. Alex says, what do you think about Nintendo Switch 2? I'm interested. Switch was something we didn't buy for the longest time because I didn't think it was going to be all that cool, but I ended up really liking it. Now, it's too bad that we can't find my wife's Switch. I don't have one myself, but we bought it for Brax, and my wife has one. She was playing that the Animal Crossing game. But Switch 2, I might actually buy it. Thomas. Oh, thanks for Super Chat, pal. Last post. All right, let me find you. Oh, right here. Thomas says, I've been out of the goose for a bit, but was wondering how you started Dragon Ball Diamond. I do plan to, but I can't give you an exact date. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. Yeah, I absolutely want to. Well, I will at some point. But no, it hasn't yet. Excuse me. I apologize, guys. I'll probably wait, Thomas, just at least until the next nominations and poll, because I have a feeling it might do well there. It might even get voted in. And that just makes it easier for me because then it's got its own slot locked in. But yes, because I want to see it. And obviously, I'm not going to watch that without you guys. So it will be coming up, but I couldn't give you a date. Chrome said I would avoid Daima's dub. I've heard a little and it sounds questionable. Dragon Ball is one of those shows where I've liked both the dub and the sub. So yeah, if one seems better than the other, I have no problem with it. Daima is finished next month, so it could win next poll. That's what I'm thinking, Chrome. That's why I'm going to kind of wait on it and see. Just because it makes it easier for me. If it wins the poll, then, it's got its spot locked in. When we finish, over at the Goose, when we finish Game of Thrones, I'm probably going to, at that $1 level, shortly after we finish it, I'm going to put in Season 2 of Squid Game. Because that one, too, they're long ones. So if I do it on the daily one, I have to split each episode in half like I do with... And I don't want to have two of those shows being split at the same time. But what happened was I posted episode 1 on the YouTube channel, and it got blocked. So that's the first I've heard of them blocking the Squid Game reactions. But I did a search on Squid Game reaction, and a lot of people I had seen that had some up don't have them up anymore. So I don't think I was the only one that got hit. Oh, Invincible Season 3 just dropped? Did it, Doc? Invincible's good. Shit, now I got to find a place for that, too. Shit. Yeah, I'll have to find some place for that, because I like Invincible a lot. That's really good. Yeah, so that's probably what I'll do, Chrome. Again, it's one that if I do it as one of the daily videos, I have to split them in half. And I don't want to have two shows going at once that we're doing that with. So when we clear Game of Thrones, I might throw that one in. Season 3 has been really good so far, too. Has it? Shit, that's good stuff. Damn, I forgot all about that one. I liked Higurashi, Gimster. He says, for those who don't know, Gimster sponsored Higurashi Season 1.
Splash in her cloister.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay, yep. Back to the cloister. He's been waiting for Higurashi Season 2 to be voted in for the past 3 years. Really good season. Higurashi is one of those that leaves an indelible mark on you. I've told you before, Gimster. It's funny how whenever the name Higurashi is even brought up, I hear the sound of those cicadas in the background, and you feel the heat of the summer. That's the indelible impression it made on me, because you always had that in the background, and it was always hot. That in the junkyard. Winter is here, Jeff. Oof. I haven't seen Dragon Ball Superheroes, Zuchen. Duke, the boys are Invincible better as a series challenge. Oof. Oh boy, I don't know that one's better than the other. I like both of them a lot. See, I wanted to watch the next season of The Boys, but you have what is it, Project V? I've got to get through first, and again, it's just finding a spot for it, because that's another one I want to catch up on. Should be done with Game of Thrones in a month, I think. Well, I don't know if I'm doing the final 2 seasons or not, Chrome. That'll have to be up to the Gooshers, because the Gooshers did vote it in. So when we get closer, what I'll probably do is I'll put a post at the Goosh and say, here's your options. I can continue going, and I will go through to the end if that's what you guys want, because you voted it in. The other option is to drop it after, what would that be, season 6? And the third option is I can drop it after season 6, but I will post a recap video, because I'm sure there are recap videos of that horrific finish on YouTube. So we'll have to figure that out. Gen V, that's what it was. That was good? Was it, sweet dude? Yeah, I want to get caught up on that one. I like that one a lot. Doc says you should probably watch them all. It's not like it's going to be redone. Well, that's what I was thinking too. Is, I mean, the gang did vote it in, so I won't just cut something off if it was voted in. If it was something I put up there, you know, just like we did. I'm enjoying Always Sunny. I love Always Sunny, but I can see where on season 13 it started to drop off a little. So I put that in the back pocket for a while, and we moved back over to Futurama, which is something that I know everybody really enjoys. And that call I felt comfortable making because I'm placing those videos in. But if it's something voted in, I won't just cut it. Really? Chrome says, if you do that, watch the video of the actors rehearsing it and look at their faces. They're pissed. I'll bet. See, that's the downside, because I'm really enjoying that. And I think it's a phenomenal series. And from the time I started watching TV, movies, anything, I've always been an ending nerd. I love great endings. So I'm hoping that I don't go through all this and just be left irritated by the series. Doc says you might like it. It's probably better than what you've been imagining. Yeah, because what I've been imagining is horrible. Austin says, how do you think the Cowboys will do next year now they have a new coach? Austin, I don't think the Cowboys are going to do much as long as Jerry Jones' mentally declining ass is still in charge. He could have had a much better season this year. I mean, when you have Derrick Henry, of all people, lives in Dallas, wanted to go to Dallas, had intimated that he would take less money to play for Dallas, and he didn't even throw out an offer to him. And you see the season he had in Baltimore? That was a game changer for us. Fuck Jerry Jones. A worst show I've ever watched on the Goosh? I can honestly say there's been nothing that's been terrible. The worst story I ever have seen was it was bad enough that the name goes out of my mind. Guys, what's the name I'm trying to come up with? The sports anime with the butt thing was bad, but the story in the fighting series I just got done with, Baki, Keijo was the other one. Baki had some good fights, I'll give it that. Baki had redeeming value. So Baki wasn't like a waste of time. But it's one of the worst written things I've ever seen. The writing was just that show could have been so much better if the writing was just not so ridiculous. Doc says no. No, and like I say, Doc, I can honestly say I didn't hate it. But it kept constantly taking me out of the enjoyment with the bad writing. Oof. Wow. Phil says you're growing your hair to prove you have no soul. Nah, come on, Phil. You've been with us forever. You know, my actions prove I have no soul. I don't need to prove that to you guys. Doc says the author is a psycho. Yeah, it's unfortunate because again, it has a lot of promise. But the fights were amazing. There were some great fights in there. There were actually some good moments of story. But just, and I guess what frustrated me most about it is you would get into an arc or get into a section of the story that's good, and you cruise along with it, and then something insanely fucking stupid would come in, or that writer would try and write something romantic, and it was so bad and just so poorly executed, it took you right out of the story. That's what frustrated me about it. Chrome says, if you think Baki's bad, you should see the author's daughter's manga anime Beastars. I've heard of that. That's terrible? I've heard of that. I don't know anything about it. Gimster says, your broken mind can remember Higurashi episodes and vibes. The fact that you remember them means they did something damn... Oh, it 100% does. Because it's so tough for me to remember things. Well, you guys know that. But Higurashi made an impression. It was Higurashi made an impression because it was one of those shows that, unlike what I'm talking about there, the writing was so sharp and the execution of the animation was so good that it imprinted itself. I felt creeped out the whole time watching that. You just felt uncomfortable watching Higurashi, and you're supposed to. Let's see. Sweet Dude says, Platinum End is the worst written story I've ever seen, which is a shame because it's written by the author who made Death Note. Really? Yeah, because Death Note is fucking brilliant. That's surprising. That's really surprising. Death Note is, yeah, on the other side of the coin, one of the most brilliantly written things I've ever watched. Alex says, do you have any tips on how to get an erection after age 60? It's funny you use the word tips in there. So far, and I probably just jinxed myself, so I'm probably never going to get a boner again. I was going to say I'm 63 and I've never had any issues there, so I don't really have any tips on how to overcome disabilities in that area. But now that I said something about it, you realize I'm done. Ghost, the Browns are a terrible team. I don't blame for it. Oh, I didn't see who we were talking about. Oh, yeah, Myles Garrett. Yeah, I remember Myles Garrett once. Yeah, it's same as where the Cowboys are heading. The Browns front office has just been bad. Just bad. All right, guys. Hey, guys, thank you for that. You really have made this a lot clearer for me. I think that's the direction we'll go now. Again, for any of you concerned, if you like the reaction videos, just make sure you're subscribed to Grandpa Curtis Reacts, because that's one of the reasons I'm thinking of doing this. There's the We'll Be Right Back. That's one of the reasons I'm thinking of doing this, is we have a reaction channel already. Our boy. And this just made me feel better knowing that you guys are all comfortable with us taking that path. And those videos too, the ones we make that are, pop culture, or just chatting videos type thing, at least they can go up to the channel as VOD. But I'll never take away those, as long as there's still interest in them, and I think there will be for the foreseeable future. I won't take away those reaction video streams. Have too much of a good time with those. They're so much fun. I'm glad you were all able to come in today. This was a lot of fun. And again, it was something that had just been, and especially I posted a video today.
I'd be comfortable taking your path.
What's that even mean?
What's that even mean? The video I posted today. Which one am I talking about here? Oh, the Uncle Daycare. Now, that was funny as fuck. I know it's not a big title, big name, but that was hilarious. And it's something I really like to share with you guys. The reaction, YouTube won't put it out. Now, if I'd have put that same thing up over at Grandpa Curtis, because that is a reaction channel and YouTube recognizes it as such, it would have gotten an initial push. It would have pushed it out to all the people that are there and could have seen that there is interest in it. Here, it's just impossible. I hate when they won't put out. Me too. Sweet Dude says it's the strongest sense of community I've ever seen on YouTube. And when I started this channel, well, now we're going on, 14 fucking years ago. Yeah, in May it'll be 14 years. That was, I said that to Brax at the time, that was the ultimate goal, was the sense of community. And I'm enjoying it. And I'm having fun too. I'm still posting videos here and there over on that Grandpa Curtis commentary channel. It's not really commentary, it's just comedy. But I'm having fun doing that. My boy, he's yelling at me. Rosa says, trying to grow hair. Oh, I don't have to try. I can grow hair. I'm just not sure if I want to keep it, Rosa. We'll see. I'm going to let the top grow out a little more. And we'll see. But I'm leaning more and more towards going back to the old shaveroo. Guys, thank you for all the help. I appreciate that. And I will obviously keep you posted. I'll keep you posted right in the streams. But the next stream we do will probably be that one I just talked about. We'll play that video, comment on it, and see where that takes us.
I mean, come inside. Make yourself at home.
Again, underrated character right there. Plankton. Thanks, guys. And I will talk to y'all real soon.